with James Carman. He's here from New York. He is a producer and director, and he's all into spirituality, other dimensions, and ETs, just like Alan and I. So let us know your thoughts. Tell us something that people would probably be pondering or thinking about, but people like you really know about.
Well, I think it's interesting that people make all these distinctions between like a spiritual life and a spiritual practice and interacting with ETs or being involved in conspiracy. And then there's other people, then they make the distinction about caring about the environment and what that lifestyle might entail. And then other people kind of how they're looking at things politically and saying, well, what can we do to have a better democratic nation? What do we do to preserve our republic and our democracy? So, but in a way, I think they're all interconnected, and I think that's kind of exciting. And to see how, if you explore one aspect, basically, all the other aspects are intertwined and interrelated, and they inform each other.
That's fascinating. And so, tell us, you did a film about UFOs, and tell us just a little bit about it. Like, what was included in that? What was the name?
The film I did was called The Hidden Hand, Alien Contact in the Government Cover-Up. In that, that's a kind of a primer for if you're interested in this subject. So it talks about all aspects of ET. This ET phenomenon, and it talks about the government cover-up in terms of how there is a government interaction and collusion, reverse engineering, and that it's being hidden from us. It talks about negative aliens, or what we perceive as negative aliens, so people, abductions, and people will have lifelong experiences with these beings, and basically having no sovereignty and being treated as lab rats. And then you have people who have higher consciousness contacts and really learn a lot in that kind of they interact with beings that we call spiritual beings, advanced spiritual beings that are really interested in humanity growing spiritually and evolving spiritually. And so it's this kind of whole huge strange salad that is that ET phenomenon that I put together and I described pretty succinctly in that film, The Hidden Hand.
So, we hear a lot about this government cover-up, and it's written about, it's talked about in interviews and all that, but how does the government feel about this? I mean, does anybody try to shut you down, or do you get in trouble? Do you get any threats, or do you get any communication, or because people are just saying this like crazy?
Well, it's not really the government. It's what I call the secret government or deep state. And so the government, the people we elect, most of them don't know anything about this, and they've even tried, like Senator Barry Goldwater, Bill Clinton, Hillary Clinton, even some of the Rockefellers. Nixon was very interested in this, and they weren't allowed in. They weren't allowed knowledge of what's going on. Even who's the plantation farmer from Atlanta?
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter. He asked, and he was not given access. So that's even if our presidents can have access, then they're not part of the deep state. And so it's not really our government. It's kind of the government behind our government, the kind of the more influential, more hidden aspects of that. And so yes, they're involved in higher technology that's not currently public, and producing that, and also using it to have advantage and to have a secret space program. And they're doing a lot of things we don't know about, and they don't want us to know about. It also has to do with a system of finance where they can finance a lot of these black projects without telling us about it, so they have the means to make money that we don't know about, or take money from the military budgets where they're overspending trillions of dollars and they don't know where all the money goes to. Well, the money goes to these black projects.
Okay, very interesting. Yeah. All right. And what are you gonna do down at the Contact in the desert?
Well, I'm going to interview some people. I'm going to show my film, talk enjoy, just have a good time.
And have you? So, how many have you been to?
I mean,
Do you go every year?
no, I go whenever there's something from
Okay. And then have you got to look through those night vision things and see? And what? Tell us about. I can't wait. I want to go to Sedona and do that because I heard you can go out in the dark and look up. Because I mean, here in LA, you can hardly see any stars or anything. It's lucky if you see a little spattering.
No, but there are often sightings in LA and also California, and also there was in 1942 there's a very famous sighting during the World War II where there was a UFO that showed up and it was blasted by artillery for many hours, and it came in from the Pacific and it hovered over Los Angeles and then drifted down south, and it was battered by artillery, and nothing happened to the UFO. And so since it was wartime, people didn't know what it was, or it caused a lot of fright and concern.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know Daryl Anka, his first contacts, he saw UFOs in Los Angeles 2 times, just in the broad daylight.
Right.
So yeah.
No, they're here. They're around. Sometimes you just have to be more conscious and look. I have friends of mine that see ETs and UFOs all the time, and
they see it with their bare eyes.
Yeah,
at
but
night or day.
they'll say 4:30 today, and then you're walking, hanging out with them. They'll just stop, and then they'll point, and it's there. And so it's kind of like having a connection or a feeling.
So they have that telepathic communication.
Yeah.
I want to do. Okay, let's do an experiment. Hey, you guys, leave a comment, leave some comments below and let me know, have you had any contact? Have you seen anything? Do you want to see something? I think I'm going to put that message out there telepathically and see what happens. Listen to what happened. Okay, this is amazing. So I worked with this guy 30 years ago in a restaurant when I worked in a restaurant. We were friends. He was a photographer. Used to take pictures, and then he got married to a lovely woman. Saw them at my birthday party in like 1991. Never heard from him again. I think they moved back to Europe. But occasionally I'd think about him if I drive by his exit on the freeway or whatever. And one day I thought, I'm studying all about this stuff. If we're really connected, maybe I'm just going to put it out there. Hey, if you're out there, try to contact me. 2 days later, I got an email from him. A woman came in to get pictures done. He's still a photographer, and her name was Marla. That made him think of me from 30 years ago, and just Googled me, went to my website, and emailed me and say, hey, a girl came in, her name was Marla, just thought I'd say hello, see how you do, looks like you're doing well. And so 2 days later, the telepathic out in the universe, how would he ever, 30 years.
Yeah, you just have to put it out there.
So if I put it out there, let's put it out there for some ETs. Make contact, but the nice ones. Cool. Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you.
Bye, guys.